I'm sorry. Survivorgirl here, and as Salt and Pepper says, this video is very necessary. Very necessary, just like their CD was very necessary. I want to tell everybody that I'm not angry. I guess I'm not okay, what's going on here is a little bit of everything. Anger and bewilderment and just, hurt deep inside. Like, it really isn't even about the GoFundMe. It's like this. Let me tell you just something. I knew this girl. Her name was Jen, and Jenna, and she was, the same age as me. We all had frequented the same place when we were younger, like in our 20s up to our 30s, this popular rock bar where Stain got started and everything. And so we were like a group, but not anymore, because this happened about a year ago. She had finally gotten married too. She was always smiling. Her and I were more friends than acquaintances, but not friends. Like, not frenemies. Definitely not. She was best friends with my daughter's father, let's put it that way. They never dated. Never. I at one time, before I started to date my daughter's father, we were best friends. Best friends. He's really funny. Really funny. My daughter's father is funny. And I'm funny. And my daughter, she laughs at both of us. Because we're both very funny people. So, he says some things that, man, he'll come out with one-liners. And it was like, one time it was at one of my daughter's talent show things, or whatever it was. And it was this dance group, This is like junior high school, but like they were, this particular kid was, I don't know, 12? Is that how old they are? So it was like a jazz dance group, and they came out, and he was the only boy in the group, and he had a sequin vest on, and he did this dance move, like, with his arms, like, something, like, tribal looking, like, okay, picture that, we must increase our bust, and in that, you're pulling back your arms, like, if you were on an exercise machine, but he did that, like, to music, which people have seen, and people do it, I guess, not the, whatever, you know what I mean. It was just funny on him, like, it seemed right with the rest, but you just couldn't take your eyes off that sequin vest, And the way he did it was, like, really expressive. And my daughter's father, we were apart. We weren't together, but we just happened to be at the, because we would do that for her. And he turned to me and he goes, "Oh my God, Tracy, did you see that? That kid just stole my best dance move." He doesn't dance at all. But for some reason, I could picture him doing that. Not really, but the picture of him doing that in my head. Like, I was able to actually, like, was so, with his, I had tears rolling down my face, and it was so awful because, of course, the little kids probably think you're laughing at them. I really literally had to remove myself. Oh my God, I forgot even what I was making this video for. Oh, I was trying to tell people that, so this Jenna, was like a real, she got married. Oh, and her husband was like a roadie. And he had just come back from being a roadie for somebody really famous, like Bob Dylan or James Taylor or something like that. Someone pretty famous. And, or stage guy, whatever. They had a real weird wedding too. Like their wedding pictures, their wedding, it was in a cemetery, and they both wore these really weird outfits. Like, not goth, because they were beautiful pictures. They weren't goth. They weren't both dressed in black and everything. It was more like a vintage look. You know, with the wrought iron fences and the old church and everything. It was more vintage with the tint that they used. The vintage, I think it's called even. Well, he ends up dying in his sleep when he gets home from a tour. Not a drug user. He was, and neither was she really much. Not at all, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't say for sure because, you know, we didn't hang out with Tucker. But anyway, I don't think so. And he was in his sleep. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. What I'm saying is, he dies. But she was happy. She'd been married to him. Get this. So she gets cancer of the throat or something. Now, her mother had died of esophageal cancer. I remember when her mother had to get an operation where, you know, like it's moved up her stomach, you know, that esophageal acid reflux causes that, the scar tissue. Do you know that? When you're burping up those bubbles and shit, that causes scar tissue in your esophagus, and that's where the cancer develops. Isn't that messed up? So you're like between a rock and a hard place. Like you're like, oh, I don't feel like going out getting Tums or getting on anything for heartburn, but you really should because the scar tissue will F you up. So anyway, so she develops cancer and she fights it. Okay? So she's done. She's cancer free. They go and are removing her port. And it gets infected. And she fucking dies. Sorry, I swore. She died. And that's where it gets me. Is it's not about the GoFundMe page. It's that these people, nobody knows when they're going to die. Cancer or not. And people that are mean and ugly. And they say ugly, ugly things. Like, oh, I was hoping you were going to fall out of the window when I was filming the eagle video. They're mean. Just mean. And that's what gets me. That people would do that and be able to sleep at night knowing they did that for no reason to somebody. Even if it was the last day they ever breathed air on earth. They're fine to sleep at night like that. Then I think to myself, you know what? So many of my friends have died that, you know, just wow, shockingly, like Gary and Lee and her and just people that I feel like I'd get there and I'd be like, oh my God, I've seen you for a while, you know, like, so whatever. And that's pretty shitty when people make heaven look better than here, because heaven always should be better than here, but man, you guys make it hard to give a crap about people. And I do. Trust me, when I say you people, you guys, I don't mean in a general statement, but you gotta cut me some slack. I can't be that, you know, like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? You know what I mean. You know, I gotta point it out who I mean. Come on, you know who you are. Peace, love, and tacos. Bye.